I don't think I've ever felt afraid to go back into Aruba because my daughter is there. That's the last place that I know that she has been.
It's been close to 15 years since Beth Holloway first set foot on the island of Aruba looking for her daughter, Natalee.
This is where Natalee's life ended, but this was not her life. It was Memorial Day in 2005, and my phone rang from a number that I didn't recognize. They tell me that my daughter, Natalee, is missing and that no one has seen her.
Natalee was a beautiful girl, involved in the church, always had a smile on her face, always so happy and energetic and outgoing.
They called her Hootie.
There's Hootie.
So Hootie Hoo Holloway.
Who's our special guest today?
It's Hootie.
Hootie Hoo Holloway.
Hi, friend. Just, you know, sitting in the back, cruising over to my place.
Natalee and her class were doing a senior trip to Aruba.
She came to wake me up so I could drive her to a friend's house for a ride to the airport. I helped her get her bag out of the car and just kissed her goodbye, said, I love you, have a great time. Never could I have imagined that would be the last time.
She got the call and she knew Natalee was in trouble.
Snap, you know, it's instant. Something is terribly wrong. I had to get to Aruba now.
Her daughter, Natalee, has been missing for almost 24 hours. Beth tries to retrace her daughter's last steps, and she figures out that the guy she was last seen with is Joran Vandersloot. Joran had been spending a lot of time at the casino that was attached to Natalee's hotel.
And at some point, they look at surveillance tape because they knew that she had been in the casino. And Beth, for the first time, was able to lay her eyes on Joran Vandersloot.
Once I saw him, I was like, we've got it, let's go. It's time to go to the police now. We finally get two Aruban police officials to accompany us to the Vandersloot home. Deepak Kalpoe and Joran Vandersloot are standing out in the gravel driveway.
Deepak Kalpoe was a friend of Joran's. He and his brother Satish were actually seen leaving with Joran and Natalee that night. In fact, it was their car that they all left in.
And Joran says, yeah, okay, I was with her. You know, we fooled around a little. I dropped her back at the Holiday Inn. That's all we know.
Finally, Joran said, I'll show you. I'll show you where I dropped her off. And he says that she got out of the car and that she stumbled and that she hit her head, and two security guards helped Natalee up. And he says those are the last two people that he left Natalee with. Early Thursday morning, police had the security tapes ready from the lobby entrance where Joran said that he dropped Natalee off. And as we watched the tape and the night turned into daylight on the screen, Natalee never appeared.
The story that Joran told them wasn't true.
So I thought, now, okay, this is it. They can go get these men and arrest them. It didn't happen.
When Beth felt like the police weren't getting anywhere,
I will stay here until I find you, Natalee.
she used the weapon that she had, which was the media.
Natalee Holloway's mother and stepfather made no sense.
Deborah Roberts has just arrived in the island's capital.
Holloway vanished.
I know in my heart that we are going to find Natalee.
Will you even let your mind entertain the possibility that you might not find her?
No, there again, that's not an option.
I also interviewed Natalee's father, Dave.
I just feel like I have to be out there looking.
Please help bring her home.
Thank you.
There was a point in time where she kind of broke down.
I had no more human strength left. There was a small, beautiful little chapel. It was sitting on the hillside overlooking the sea. And I walked up to the cross and and just fell to my knees. And I was just crying and praying and just begging God to give her back. This is the only place on the island where I could come to feel close to Natalee.
This morning, there is a potential break in this case. The 3 young men originally questioned by police have been arrested.
Are you guilty?
Joran and his 2 friends are confronted with the fact that they lied, that they had never dropped off Natalee at the hotel.
A different story has emerged. The guys say that the Calpo brothers dropped Joran and Natalee off at the beach where they fooled around.
And then Joran said he wanted to go home, and he left her sleeping there on the beach.
Beth Holloway seems to realize that the only way she's going to keep the pressure on and maybe find her daughter is to just keep talking.
Beth, it's Diane.
Yes, hi, Diane.
Good morning.
7 hits at night, 3 hours later, up, do it again, up, do it again, up, do it again.
The Natalee Holloway story just dominated. It was a sensation. It was also one in a string of stories that were grabbing headlines about missing, attractive young women. Women who all happened to be white.
Chandra Levy was last seen on April 30th.
27-year-old Lacey Peterson.
1 month into this investigation, there is intense scrutiny, and Joran and his 2 buddies are all in jail. But there's a problem.
There was not enough evidence. There's no blood trail found.
And then a major blow to Beth Holloway.
Deepak K and Sitish K will be immediately released.
They released them because they weren't charged.
It is now that I ask the world to help me. 2 suspects were released yesterday who were involved in a violent crime against my daughter. Help me by not allowing these 2 to get away with this crime.
She did her press conference, and I think we got in trouble for calling the Calpos criminals or something, but so what?
We are here to support the police, whose authority has been questioned.
People out there that are putting Arubians down, go home. If you don't like it, go home.
The entire dynamics of the island turned on me. All the people that were helping, all the people that I felt we were working together, you could feel the shift. You could feel the tide turn. It was not okay for me to call their citizens criminals.
You have overstayed your bloody welcome in our island.
A major development this morning in the Natalee Holloway case. A judge in Aruba is releasing prime suspect Joran Vandersloot from jail.
They do have rules in Aruba about how long you can detain a suspect without a charge. They didn't feel that they were able to charge Joran with anything.
Joran Vandersloot is back in the Netherlands after being released from custody in Aruba.
I think Joran missed the media attention and missed being the focus, even though the focus was not in a way most people would want. He decided to fly to New York to do an interview with ABC News.
How do you think you've been portrayed in all this?
I think I've been portrayed unfairly. I think it's about time that people get to see the other side of the story.
Are you ready to tell the truth?
Yeah.
Did you kill Natalee Holloway?
No.
Did you harm Natalee Holloway?
No.
And why should you be believed after all the lying that you've done in this situation?
There's absolutely no reason to believe me.
Nearly 5 years after Natalee has disappeared, Joran reaches out.
According to John Kelly, Joran sends an email using a pseudonym. And when he contacts them out of the blue, it's mind-blowing.
We engaged in a series of emails.
John Q. Kelly says, Joran has a proposal. If you give me $250,000, I will give you information on the whereabouts of Natalee Holloway.
$25,000 up front.
As sick and cruel as that sounds, what can we do with this?
Joran provides a bank account number, and that's where they should wire the rest of the money.
So I gave it a test to see if it was real.
They get a call from a local Regions Bank down in Birmingham, Alabama, that Beth Holloway had sent an international wire for $100 to Joran Vandersloot. And
And that call from the bank officials in Birmingham gives John Q. Kelly an idea. So maybe we can get Joran on wire fraud charges, on blackmail.
If we can ever get him to talk about this again, he's committing federal crimes and we'll have jurisdiction.
Working with the FBI, they orchestrate a sting operation.
I get the $10,000 cash from Beth to take down to Aruba. The FBI is heading down to Aruba ahead of time to set up the hotel to record it. They wire me up. I give them a call to come over and take the $10,000 out of the safe and put it on the table in front of him, and it was, you know, like Christmas.
I wired the 15 grand to the bank account of Joran's choice.
With all eyes on Joran van der Sloot, somehow he manages to get away. And he turns up in a place that no one would ever expect.
When we come back, the hunt for answers continues.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.